Friends, I'm going to call myself out on something here. I talk to voice teachers a lot. And one of the things that I'm on and on about is agency, like making sure that singers are singing the way that they want to, making the art that they want to make, that they're expressing themselves the way they want to express themselves, that we're not telling them how to sing necessarily. We're telling them how to make the sounds that will get them to the singing that they want to do. So there's a problem with that, though. And the problem is that not everybody knows what it is that they want. Like a 12-year-old isn't going to have this very clear artistic vision. And you know what? That's not even fair because even adults sometimes don't know what they want. Because, let's be for real here, in our culture, most of us are brought up, especially most of us of the woman persuasion, are brought up to be nice, to be accommodating, to meet other people's expectations. And when that is how we're brought up, it becomes difficult to know what we want because what we want was lost so early on. But we all do the thing, right? Do you do the thing where somebody says, "Where do you want to go for dinner?" And you're like, "I don't care. I don't know. What do you want?" This whole "I don't know, what do you want" is just a symptom of we were brought up to meet other people's expectations. So if that is knit into the fabric of our decision making, how are we supposed to make decisions as artists? And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to take a quick look at 2 ways that you can help your client hone in on what they want to do. I don't care if they're 8 or if they are 80. Anybody who's having a hard time really being able to figure out what they want in their singing is going to benefit from these 2 things. I'm Meredith Colby. I'm the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces neurovocal, a way to approach singing for popular styles that is based on brain science. You will find more information at neurovocalmethod.com or meredithcolby.com. I promise you we're going to find 2 ways to help your client hone in on how they want to sing, what they like in their singing, how they can make decisions as singers about how they want to express themselves. I'm going to start with the easy one, the thing that you're probably already doing some version of, and this is just your suggestions. Now, most of us, not all of us, but most of us were brought up in environments, pedagogy environments, voice teaching environments, where we were just told how to sing. Whether we were doing music theater, we were doing classical, and sometimes even if we were being coached by a popular singer coach, the person just said, "Hey, do it this way." So we would get to this part in a song and we would sing it a certain way and the teacher would go, "Now I want you to do it in this way." And then we would try to copy that. So this did not necessarily recognize our agency. It may have built skills for us, but it did not recognize our agency. And I believe we can do both simultaneously. I believe this in my soul. And so the first thing is, yes, I want you to help them, but the way I would like you to try talking to them is this, and I'm suggesting it. I want you to try it. I want you to know that if it's new to you, it will feel a little bit weird to you. So give yourself a chance to get the hang of it. If it continues to feel like a bad fit, stop using it. But if it's a good fit and you notice your clients are really responding well, awesome, great. That's what we want, right? So here you are, your singer has done the thing, and you're like, "Do you like the way that sounded?" And the singer says, "No, I didn't really like the way that sounded." And you say, "Okay, Penelope, I would like you to try a couple of things. Would you be willing to try a couple of things that I suggest and let you sort of A/B it and decide which one you like better?" Because even if it's not the perfect thing, it's going to move you closer to something you do want. Are you up for that, Penelope? And Penelope is going to say, "You bet, teacher, I sure will." Then you are going to offer her 2 slightly different ways. Now, this would be a great moment, teaching moment too, because the type of song and where we are in the song, you're going to offer her things that are probably pretty similar, and you'll be able to say to her, "So could you tell the difference between the first thing I did and the second thing I did?" If she says, "Yes, I could," then you get to say, "Awesome, tell me what I do differently." If she says, "No, they sounded the same to me," then you can say, "Look, on this particular word, these 2 words, I did this thing. So I'm going to do it again, A and B, and I want you to notice those 2 words and see what I do differently." You focus her attention on the thing. And then you come back and you say, "Did you hear what I did differently?" And she goes, "I did hear the difference." And you're like, "Great. You're going to try those 2 things." I'm doing this as though this is a child. It might be a child, might be a teen, might be an adult. It's all good. It's all good. So that's the first thing, is you giving her an opportunity, but doing it as a team, right? And also always giving her a choice and having her understand, like, I'm not necessarily telling you what to do, but let's try to move you closer to something that's going to resonate for you, right? So that's the first thing. Then the second one is, okay, so you brought me this Adele song, and You're not really singing it like Adele. Let's have a moment. Anyway, so he brought me this Adele song, and we're getting to this first line of the bridge where everything changes, and you are not loving what your voice is doing there, correct? And she says yes, and you say, okay, we're going to stop for a second. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to Adele do it. So this is a thing that we do not do enough in our voice studios. I'm just saying, I'm guilty too. We do not do enough listening because nobody else is going to do that for them, friends. And it is such a great skill. They might stop singing sometime in their lives, but they will not stop listening. If they learn how to listen, they will enjoy music more. So here we are. We've listened to this first line of the bridge of this Adele song, and we listened to it 2 or 3 times, and we ask her, what did you hear? What did Adele do there? And help her understand. You might say, hey, listen for this when Adele does that, and then play it again. And you say, did you hear it? She says, yes, I did hear it. And you say, great, let's listen again. Because listening again after that first initial thing is really important. That first exposure, that first awareness, and then moving into it again and going, hey, we're going to listen again. Now that we know what we're listening for, let's listen again. Super powerful. Okay. That's going to help her encode that information. It's going to help her audiate that information. That's the singing we do in our brain first. And then she can give that a try. And so here you are. You've said, look, here's what Adele did. Let's let you try that thing. You can communicate to her that you don't expect her to sing exactly like Adele. She might take a 90-degree turn and not want to do it anything like Adele. And that's all fine. But it helps you sort of narrow it in. And it also helps her understand what her choices are. And then if in the conversation, if you have this kind of relationship with this student, then you can help her understand whether or not she resonates with that. She doesn't have to know why she resonates with it. That's not important. She might get to that later, especially if she becomes like a singer-songwriter, or she is a singer-songwriter. She might dig into why she wants to do this particular line in a breathy tone or this particular line with edge on it. And what she might know why, but it's not that important, especially from the standpoint of your relationship. You're giving her vocabulary words, so that she can express herself the way she wants to. So help your clients learn how to identify what they like so that they will have agency, and they're going to remember you for that forever. Have a great week, friends. Bye-bye.